So you decided you wanted to paint some jigs, or a bunch of jigs. Well, to start with, you're going to want to buy some bulk jigs. You can get these on Amazon. These are 1/4 ounce, and this is about $15.99 for 50 of them, which is quite a bit less than if you were to go buy 50 jigs in the store. So, but the thing about these is the keeper that holds the plastic on or your night crawler on never really comes that deep and nice. Sometimes the paint actually covers up most of it. So when I get these bulk ones, or if you make your own, just make sure that you get a better keeper. To do that, I filed it down. Whoops. I filed it down some. Okay, so what I do is I just take the needle nose like that, and I stick it in the craw thing, and I go down until I can hear it hitting just the metal of the hook. Now what I've done is I've made it quite a bit deeper, and now it's a really nice keeper for you. Once you get your jigs all filed down, get the keepers how you like them, then I take the jigs and I stick them in a little thing of alcohol that I have here, and you can use acetone, that works really well too, and then you just take and wipe them down a little bit. Okay, now we're going to get around to painting. So the first thing you want to do is you want to shake these little Protect paint containers. And then what I like to do is stir them up a little bit. Now they make these blower things, but for guys like you and me maybe, who are just doing this for home, we don't need to spend that kind of money. You just want to get nice soft powder up on top so you're ready to go. All right, now I've done that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to heat this thing up. Some guys like to use the force nips and put it on the eyelet, and that keeps the paint from getting in the eyelet. And I grab them like this because I don't like having the paint getting, the powder gets gummed up on the end of the force nips. So I grab them like this, and then I poke them with a paper clip when they come out of the powder if I see that there is paint in the eyelet. If not, I can burn it out later with my little handy torch, which I'm going to show you in a second. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to heat this thing up to about 5 or 6 seconds. Whoops. And get her nice and warm. Don't overheat these things. And you're going to find that out when you do a few, that you're going to overheat it a little bit. So 5 or 6 seconds. Okay, now we're going to go chartreuse first. We're going to shake it. And I didn't get any in the eyelet. Alright, then we're going to heat it up just a little bit more because we're making this two-tone. Now we're going to go Junebug purple metallic. We're going to dip the head in here. There, we got a two-tone jig going there. See that? Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put this on our rack. Back to what I was saying about the eyelets. So with the paper clip, what you can do is you can heat up the jig. Not the jig. You heat up a paper clip, right? You get this baby red hot. And you can do this out in the boat too. I bring one of these out in the boat instead of using one of those little handy little clipper things. They work really well, but you don't want to take another jig and start poking through there because we've all done that, and then you wreck the jig that you're poking in. It's nice to buy jigs that don't have any paint in them. A lot of times those are probably very expensive. So what I like to do is just heat this thing up, get it red hot, poke it through the jig hole, and you're good to go. And then just wait a minute, not even to put your line through it, and you're ready to rock. So right now what we're going to do is I'm going to get a bunch of them on the rack, and then we're going to bake them. All right, so I found this handy dandy toaster oven. Bought it off a nice lady on Marketplace, and I paid $10 for this thing, and it works great. And so what I'm doing is I got the jigs in there right now, right? Now they're gonna bake 325 for like 20 minutes, and then they're gonna come out just dandy. And they're gonna be all shiny and ready to rock. Okay, so I got them out of the oven. These are what we just did. Okay, so when you put your eyelets on, they work really well on these swim jigs. that come, you know, like that. Just put these raised 3D eyelets on there. Of course, painting them like that is just a riot. It's so much fun. You got to be super careful. And the way you get them flecked like that is you take a paintbrush, a little tiny kid's paintbrush. You dip it in the powder and you kind of like you're smoking a cigarette or something, because I don't smoke, but you kind of powder it on there. That's how I got that on there. That's how I got that on the back. So you just got to heat it up a little bit and do that. And when you get the eyes on there, that's when I use this CSI paint stuff. It's not paint, it's a finish, and it'll make these suckers just like bulletproof. Like you can drop them on concrete. And so if you're river fishing and you have a lot of rocks, or if you're on some of the lakes in Minnesota where they're real rocky, this stuff will stay on there amazing. So I'm not too worried in the ocean with this one. But all these walleye jigs that I got here that I put together, once we put the eyes on them, so you can't really stick these 3D eyes on these things because they're round. You have to have the preset eye places for them. But this is where you paint them on there with the paint markers, or if you buy paint. Either way, you seal it with this over the top so it doesn't get scratched up. So that is kind of what I do when I'm making jigs. And I'm not an expert. I fish a lot, but I don't like paying big money for jigs. And sometimes I like having to be able to select crazy stuff, like goofy colors, like orange and metallic purple and blue and stuff. And then sometimes what I'll do is I'll bring along a box of these things and just these paints into my blower. And if I just say, hey, we need a bunch of gold jigs, I'm going to just whip up 10 of them right now and we got them. So anyway, that's my video. Thanks for watching. I hope everybody catches a bunch of fish and let the big ones go. Let the little guys catch the big ones. See you later.